Hey everybody.
Hey.
Well, I hope everybody's having a good day. It's really beautiful outside, so we thought we'd do a little video outside and enjoy the weather and all. Uh, Never waste a pretty day.
Nope.
And this video, we want to talk about how you raise kids really close in age. Kids that, are stair-stepped like we did. And is that something you advise people to do or to not do? Maybe that's something we could talk about.
We're either gonna scare them or we're gonna encourage them.
Yeah, yeah. Same. Fears encourages people, I guess.
We have kids.
Can be.
Oldest is 7, and then we have our son. It's a girl, Naya, and our boy Isaac. He is 5. He's almost 6, and then our baby Belle. She is 3, almost 4. So they're all 2 years apart.
And I heard after the fact that you should never have two in diapers at
No.
the same time. So
No.
there's that. Try to maybe put a little bit of space in there.
When we first had Belle, we had two in diapers and 1 in pull-ups, like nighttime pull-ups. So that was hard.
That's tough. So
Mhm.
that is definitely something that's tough. But the video though, really, we want to talk about raising your kids when they're that close. There's so much of a dynamic involved with the ages of your children and their maturity level and their understanding of things and how advanced they are in different things. There's such a dynamic there, and that's really what we want to address some in this video. So Naya, our 7-year-old, is pretty good. I mean, she's doing okay in school, in her education. Hasn't been that easy with some things with her, but she's doing pretty good, and we're definitely thankful for that. But the thing that and the reason I want to do this video is to talk about what I literally deal with and what we are working with right now. And even you could leave some comments below, and we'd love to chat about this, find some, if anybody has any pointers or has questions. That's kind of the point of this video, is to try to work this out, because how do you raise kids that are so close in age? Like, what do we mean by that?
Yeah, and I definitely think there's a difference between raising kids and having kids. We can have kids and just float in life and hope for the best, or we can actually have a target and aim where we want to
cultivate
shoot our
your family
arrows
forward in the right direction. So that's what we're that's the context here. We want to make sure that we raise our kids, we cultivate them to be responsible citizens and good people, and a blessing to the communities that they're going to live in, and even now we really work with our kids to be blessings now. So I would say the biggest monkey wrench though in the biggest struggle raising our kids, and Naya is school age, and that's a big deal. She needs to know science, math, social studies, reading, all that good stuff. And I would say one of the big hindrances to that has been having a 3-year-old. Because they say one kid is it's kind of easy, I guess. Although it seems like it's really hard when you have one kid. Maybe there's something there. They don't have a friend to play with. So you have 2, and 2 is that's kind of easy though. I don't know. And 3 kids is like, you crazy. Like, why do you have 3 kids? 4, 5, 6, it's all the same. After 3, you know, he's just like, you might as well just have 10.
Oh no.
But having a 3-year-old, 2-year-old, you know, she's a toddler, has really been a challenge.
Three-nager.
A three-nager, you know, because you just went through that with one kid and another kid, and so then you have.
Yeah, you don't get a break. You go from
Hmm.
potty training one baby, and then you have a very short time where you're able to barely catch your breath, and it's time to potty train another, and then another, and so that's a little difficult. It's hard, but you know, I think that we are given just enough strength that we need and enough patience that we need in that season of life. And then when the season changes, you start to see your patience kind of wear out.
Hmm. There's just so many moving pieces to
Mm.
keep up with. You know, because you're going from potty training to, you know, morals and math. It was like it's a big difference there.
Mm.
You know, I don't know, the way I've been playing it with our, you know, our younger kids is we don't really, and you know, I hope you agree. I hope this is what we've been doing. Um, when kids are younger, we try to make sure that they are learning to be obedient and all that stuff. But I kind of let kids be kids. I don't know, that maybe that's my thing. But when they hit 3 years old, it's time that they you know they need to learn how to be obedient. And I know you start
Learning.
yeah, they you start before that, but they're, you know, a 1-year old, 2-year old, you know, that's just a baby. You know, just let them kind of grow up a little bit. But 3, 4 years old, I mean, at least that's what I've felt so far, is that's the age where you really got to start engaging with them and saying, okay, because they can do it. You know, it's like this is what your behavior needs to start to look like, and the behavior that you've been having is not good. So, uh, but it's to be expected. So it's not that it's not good. It's just what they, yeah, it's just what three-nagers do. Um, but you know, and then at 6 years old, it's like, you know, we expect the behavior to be functioning in the right way at that age. Yeah, I mean, there's no, you know, unless, I mean, some kids have challenges, you know, and I think identifying that is important. But you know, like Naya, I don't think she has any you know, physiological challenges. You know, like she's not wired in a tough way.
Mm.
Although she does have, you know, she has those emotions. She's a drama queen. So, and then, you know, so
She
you
gets it from her daddy.
yeah. So
I was
the other
kidding.
side of the family. Oh, whoa. So um, you have that. But then you have a 3-year-old, which they're just, you know, they go high alert mode pretty easily because, you know, they're coming out of being a baby, so that's how they're supposed to be. So mommy and daddy will take care of them, and so they have to learn that, okay, I am going to take care of you. Trust me. I'm not going anywhere. If I have anything to do with it, I'm going to be here as much as I can. So, but yeah, so managing that high alert mode, and then you have, you know, a kid that's emotional, and then a boy. You know, then we have a boy in the middle. Like, oh wow, you know, what what were we thinking, or what was God thinking? I don't know how that's, because you don't really get to. Well, some people I guess get to pick that, but so we have a middle boy, um, but but Naya's education, that's really that's because she's just getting started in that, and then you have 2 other kids. Sometimes I've thought, and that's, I think, is what we've been doing. We've slowed down a little bit with her because now we have to get the 3-year-old. You know, because she's now a 4-year-old. It's time for her to get started, and reading and writing and all that good stuff. And so we kind of had to sandwich the education together just a little bit, maybe. But I don't want to hold my daughter back, because she maybe could be excelling in other things, and so we might end up just like finding somebody we could pay to take over for her. Well, for her, because what we're going to do guitar lessons and dance lessons. That's our next, because she's reading, and she needs it. I think her math needs to catch up a little bit more. But so yes, we'll drop her off and we'll get that 3-year-old straightened out. And I keep forgetting the boy. I don't know what are we going to do with Isaac. Am I just giving up? Am I just showing I don't know?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Is that what just happened? Because we're just being honest here. So you tell me, how do you raise kids, and not just have kids, but how do you raise kids that are so close in age?
I think being aware of surroundings and knowing sometimes we get set on mommy mode and we just do, and then we don't realize that our kid has reached the age to where they can now do this thing, and it's just like one day you wake up and you're like, wait a minute, you can take your plate to the sink and rinse it off.
Yeah,
you're
really
old
good.
enough to do this now.
And you could do my plate too.
But I think that so many times, like when your kids are little like that, it's just easier and faster to just do everything yourself.
Because you have a 3-year-old, or a 5-year-old, and so you have to take care of them, and then you don't. It doesn't register that, hey, this 7-year-old can pick up her clothes and dress, pick out her clothes, and which actually she does that really well. 3 times, 4 times a day, she picks out some outfits. So, but no, she's good at that. So maybe she could pick out Isaac's. I think she gets Belle's.
Isaac likes to pick out his own clothes. He does really good. Like I said, sometimes you get set on mommy mode and you do everything. And I didn't even think to teach my son how to wash his hair. He's 5, so I just recently started teaching him, like, okay, you can take a shower by yourself, or like try, you can.
Personal responsibility is just, it's such a just mega factor in being a mature adult and having character. It's just like it's grounded in personal responsibility. You have to get yourself in order, get your house in order before you can really do anything else successfully. I mean,
yeah, we are working on what we call priorities for the kids. We don't do chores. We don't call it chores. When they wake up, they have a list of priorities they have to do: brush their teeth, make their bed, eat. That's a priority, and wash your plate, and I want them to know that they have things that they have to do before they can have fun. And then once those things are done, you're able to freely have fun without constantly having to stop and be like, oh, I got something else to do.
That's responsibility right there. Are you taking care of priorities and not just being self-absorbed?
I think that has where I felt like I was failing as a parent. When I started to do that, everything changed. My house started to seem like it was a little bit more in order than before. There was order to it.
There's nothing like structure, and that's what we're talking about here. Is how do you structure those age groups, and to be able to be successful in things. And kids love structure. Some get into it a little bit more than others, and we all gotta kind of like have a vacation, have a break where you just kind of let loose sometimes. But structure is how we survive, and I think kids understand this. Humans we see patterns. That's how we think, and our Isaac definitely, he loves structure, and that priority thing has really worked good for him because he sees. He can keep up with things. He sees patterns and stuff. And
he tries to call it a schedule, but I actually don't allow him to call it that because I don't want him to think he could just go off the schedule. Like, a schedule is different. A schedule can be changed and stuff. And yeah, we can change it, but you got to eat every day.
Yeah, the
unless you're
principle
fasting.
of priorities is that they're priorities
That they're
always,
priorities,
and it's just
right.
not an arbitrary thing that you're kind of making up. It's it's very important. That's yeah. So leave some comments, ask questions, answer some of our questions. Tell us what you think, and subscribe.
And let us know what type of videos you want to see.
Yeah.
We don't always know what to talk about because we don't know what everyone wants to see.
Yeah, there's nothing like we had some friends over last night and we talked about how there's nothing like bouncing ideas off of each other and getting inspired by each other, and that's just so important. When we, as individuals, when we can come together, it's just there's just so much more power there, and it's just kind of the point. It really is. So we really honestly, like, we want to know what you think, and give us some comments, and click smash like, or smash subscribe. Is that how you're supposed to say that, or smack it, or click it? I don't know. Stomp on subscribe, click it, or something like that. So, but yeah, I hope this made sense, and I hope it might bless somebody. And everybody have a good day.
Bye.